Ready. Sir, what is contempt of court? And I just want to know why is it there in India and many countries doesn't have this contempt of court.
Dr. Saab, like if you see, there are two types of contempts primarily. As per the Contempt of Courts Act 1971, it's a central act. So the first is civil contempt. Whenever somebody disobeys the orders or the judgments or the verdicts of the honorable courts in India, whether it is trial court, tribunal, or even the constitutional courts like the High Court or Supreme Court, then it is said that they are liable for the civil contempt. And the civil contempt is defined under section 2b of the said act, and the punishments are defined between 10 to 12 sections. So the person can be convicted for up to 6 months in prison. Along with that, he has to pay a fine of 2000 rupees. This is what primarily civil contempt is. And if you talk about the next form of contempt, that is criminal contempt. In criminal contempt, this is defined under the section 2c of the said act. And under this section, if somebody tends to interfere with the justice or obstruct the administration of justice, or is trying to tarnish the image of the judiciary system or the sitting judges by publishing some wrong information about them, or outraging or demeaning the majesty of the courts, then such people are liable for criminal contempt, and they will be punished for up to same 6 months and the same 2,000 rupees fine, but it can be enhanced. There is no limit. It will be upon the discretion of the courts. If you go to the Supreme Court or High Court, they have already imposed lakhs of rupees as fine and crores of rupees also. That is up to them. Whatever the judges feel, they will impose depending upon the gravity of the offense. Now coming to your second question, Dr. Saab, why the other countries do not have this contempt of court? I strongly say that I emphatically put my point for your consideration, that if you talk about the world's leading democratic countries like India, USA, UK, Australia, or Canada, where genuine elections are going on and there are four pillars of the democracy, as you say, the legislature, executive, media, as well as the judiciary. In all these countries, contempt of court has to be there. If there is no Contempt of Courts Act, or there is no such kind of punishment, then the judges will be passing the orders. Why will a common man come to the judiciary? If he is not satisfied with the actions of the other three pillars of the country, or even if judiciary also, if he is not satisfied, then he will move the higher courts and so on. And the courts will pass orders. If nobody is obeying them, the courts will become a toothless tiger. Okay.
Sir, the same thing, I have another question. You're talking about the democratic countries. Now there are so many democratic countries like France, Finland, Sweden. They don't have this policy of contempt of court. And don't you think
Do they have courts? My question to you, sir.
Yes, definitely.
Then
Judicial
what?
system, they have a
Just
judicial
now I
system.
told you, sir, if the court is passing orders and nobody is implementing them, okay, for example, a collector or some secretary to the government who is authorized to implement certain orders, or else secretary to the government, state or central, has passed certain government orders which have been under challenge in the constitutional courts. The constitutional courts have quashed them or set aside those government orders. In such kind of scenario, if the secretary goes on to implement his own orders instead of the court's diktat, then what does that mean?
So that means you say that judiciary must have contempt of court.
Definitely.
Similarly, I'll ask you another question now. Then we should have, I will say, we should have contempt of police also, contempt of banks also.
Yes,
so that they will be
I will
given the
answer
powers
that.
and.
Sir, I will answer you.
Yeah.
See,
Because
yes, I'll tell you. Policeman also has a diktat. As per the Police Act, they also are intended to pass certain directions to the citizens under their Police Act. So, under that act, if somebody violates, they will throw that person either in prison or out of the state. That much of powers they have. That is contempting. See, there is a section called 195 CRPC in the Criminal Procedure Code, which has been carried forward to the BNSS as well. That is offences against public justice system and contempt of public justice system. So this is not only against the courts, this is also against the executives also. See, in India, you have the collector is supposed to be an executive magistrate. He also holds a court. RDO also holds a court. Revenue division officer also holds a court. There are various classes of magistrates. Magistrates of first class, second class. Now, chief judicial magistrates are in picture. Tribunals are there. Constitutional adjudicating authorities are there. These are all courts, other than the trial courts or sessions or courts of session or the high courts or the Supreme Court.
Sir, don't you think that we are giving too much of power by implementing this contempt of court
Not
to
at
the,
all.
to the judiciary?
Sir, my answer to your question is the judiciary. It's high time that the Indian government has to amend this Contempt of Courts Act and to enhance punishment of minimum 7 to 10 years. That is what I intend.
That means
Now it's 6 months is too less.
that means like you don't want to give the freedom of speech
No.
to the general public or the lawyers.
Sir, I tell you, in India, if you talk about the legislature or the executive, both are hand in glove. They both are like a syndicate. They are politicians and the executives. Any scam that happens in India, both their hands are involved in such kind of scams. You can see all types. You list the scams, you can definitely Google it. You can see all of them are accused in such kind of scams. So, if you go to the media, nowadays you have yellow media, blue media, green media, pink media. They have their own media channels. Every political party has got their own channels. Except judiciary in India, which wing of the democracy is functioning properly. In judiciary is the only thing, excepting stray incidents. 1 or 2 incidents might be there. You might find 1 or 2 corrupted people in judiciary also. I might agree to that. I don't deny that. But they are stray incidents because India is such a vast nation, huge nation with lakhs of judges. So if some people are pervert, there are higher courts to challenge their actions and there are mechanisms in place where action can be taken against them. So you cannot blame the system on whole. My only submission to you is in Contempt of Courts Act, the punishment of 6 months is too less, and most of the courts, they have very merciful attitude towards the contempt norms. Whenever we move a contempt petition before the Honorable Constitutional Court or High Court, they will say you are just a petitioner, now you stay away from this. Now it becomes a matter between the contemptor and the court. Whether the court wishes to punish him or wants to exonerate him, it is the entire decision of the High Court or the Supreme Court only. The petitioner cannot have any say in that. His only job is to bring that contemptuous or contumacious actions to the notice of the courts. That's all.
Okay, sir. My next question. I've seen there have been many, judgments given by the court, but still again, police don't follow those instructions.
what I am saying.
Especially, let me finish my question.
Sure.
And then again we have to put another case saying contempt of court against these people.
True.
Then what is the use? See, already our
Yes.
cases are logging for
Yes,
10 years.
yes.
Again, we put a contempt of court. Again, it has
Absolutely,
to
good
long
question.
Yeah.
Yes. See, in India, there are a lot of high courts like Bombay High Court, Delhi High Court, Allahabad High Court has got greatest reputation. The largest high court in the country is Allahabad High Court with more than 125 capacity of sitting judges. So, and you have Patna High Court and Madhya Pradesh High Court, Karnataka High Court, Kerala High Court, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh High Courts, etc. etc. So, if you see the live feeds of various high courts, there are some high courts like Patna High Court and Madhya Pradesh High Court. They have in fact initiated action against even the DGPs or chief secretaries of those states, and they have taken strict action against them. But when it comes to other high courts, they are more of accommodative towards the government departments and their officials. They give many opportunities and they do not wish to punish them, and they would like to compliance. They insist only on the compliance. Whichever order has been issued by the court, they wish to they give the many opportunities to the contempt not to just comply and come. So he will take another, let us say, for example, the original writ petition or any of the case has been concluded for 5 years. Another 5 years he will take for the compliance. As you said, the justice has been thoroughly delayed. Instead of getting it done in 1 year or 6 months, it has taken already 10 years. So such kind of policy should be deprecated by the high courts. What I strongly feel, they should not do that. They should become a tiger with lot of teeth, not a toothless tiger. Otherwise, see, if you have a toothless tiger in your home, there is no difference between a toothless tiger and a dog. You will play with it like a dog, like in Dubai and all. They have in Thailand there is a sanctuary where you are a well-traveled man. There is a tiger park where they play with tigers. They pay a few dollars or hundreds of dollars or whatever. They play with tigers. They are, I think they are sedated or something, and they will play with them. What is the use? Nowadays they are playing with the judiciary.
So, sir, so you mean to say
So,
that our judiciary system is like a toothless tiger, where all the politicians, where all the bureaucrats are playing with the judiciary? Do you think so?
they are taking, yes, it's absolutely. I have written a book called Toothless Tiger as well. The Contempt of Courts act as a tiger's tooth to the courts. It is the weapon for the courts. Otherwise, nobody will obey their orders. If nobody will obey their orders, then what is the fun of going to the constitutional courts or any of the court?
But at the same time, sir, isn't the judiciary taking too much advantage?
Not at
Yes,
all.
sir.
Not at all.
How
Not
can
at
I say that? How
not
can I
at
say-
all,
see,
sir.
A person is not able to speak in the court. Even they
That
don't.
is decorum.
Even they don't. That's what I'm telling you, sir. What I'm asking you the question is, it's a decorum, but you cannot you are saying toothless tiger. That the tiger with too many
I
teeth
am
is
not
also
saying the
dangerous.
Indian judiciary is toothless tiger. I am saying without the Contempt of Courts Act, the judiciary will become a toothless tiger.
I got your point,
So
sir.
therefore, in order to give extra teeth to the same tiger or judiciary, the government has to bring a new legislation in the form of enhancement of punishment, so that the courts of the country will get more powers.
Sir, in that way, I'll ask you one question, final question. Then every department, whether it's judiciary, police system, everything should be given the power, no? If you say for the proper acting, say policeman fellow will say, for my proper, so that I can implement the things. A bank person for a recovery, he will come. He will say contempt of recovery, something like that. And what will happen then? You are putting too much of the pressure on the people. Where is the freedom? Where is the democracy we are talking about then?
See, if you are violating the orders of the court or the judgments of the honorable court, then you are liable.
Sir, that's what I'm asking, sir. Even in the
Action
bank,
has to be taken against the
see,
contempt laws.
I'm simply
What way
asking.
the democracy has come into picture?
See, very simple. A banker, a recovery agent comes to the house.
Hmm.
He cannot go and enter he cannot do like illegal things, basically.
Mhm.
Similarly, what I feel is even the courts,
Mhm.
when the person is talking and you stop him and you say anything you talk is wrong,
Hmm.
I don't agree with this thing.
See, normally what happens, I have seen now, there are a lot of incidents across the country. Now that most of the high courts and the Supreme Court are online,
Hmm.
so live feed is, easily accessible everywhere.
Hmm.
So there are a lot of incidents wherein sometimes it happens in some of the high courts.
Hmm.
Some judges, because of lot of load, there are hundreds and 500s or 1,000 cases per day to be heard. So they do not give that much of. It normally happens to every advocate. They will not give time. They will say, okay, I'll hear next time. So we cannot insist them. If you insist them, definitely it will become interference with the administration of justice. The sitting judge is not a judge alone. It is called the court. If tomorrow a judge, sitting single judge of the High Court or two judges of the Supreme Court pass an order, you will not say so and so judge has passed it. You see any news item or paper news, they will say the Honorable High Court of Telangana has said this. The Honorable Supreme Court of India has said this. The Honorable Supreme Court of India has banned the firecracker bursting for this Diwali. So such kind of thing. So it is the court that is saying. So if the judge wants to give an adjournment and wants to hear it at a later stage on a convenient time, there is nothing wrong. You can at the most request the Honorable Justice to Lordship may kindly take it up little early or at convenience or tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Again you have another opportunity to go and mention the case. And when he is in a good mood, you can mention and again they will listen to you. All judges are human beings, they are sitting to dispense justice. And as far as till date, the judiciary, again I am telling you, is the only hope for every citizen of the country. It is justice is delayed. but it can never be denied in our country. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, sir. My final question is, I just want you to give me a final conclusion. What will be the best way so that the judges don't become too much egoistic? At the same time, to the clients, it gives the freedom also. Can you find out a way in between where the system is satisfied?
See, I will tell you. You have understood your question. Your question needs to be answered in another way. That if you are talking about the clients, the parties cannot directly come to the constitutional courts, or it is not advisable to go to even a trial court or Supreme Court and argue, because it will waste lot of the time of the honorable courts, because the clients always, they have the emotional trauma and they want that injustice has been done. They will argue on facts, but fortunately the courts do not go into the facts much. They have to be established at a trial court level. If you go to constitutional courts, you can argue only on the point of law, question of law or legal grounds. So only an advocate is the right person. If you get a good advocate, then only you can approach the court in a proper way and it can be heard. The problem of the client will be highly complex. But the advocate is the person to make it very simple and put it in a bullet point format, and he will take the most important 2 or 3 submissions before the constitutional court, and you will get the relief, you will get the verdict in your favor. So what is the problem in that? So there is no question of judges being egoistic. The judges are the people who are treated as living gods of a country. That is the culture. Even if you go to the England, this lordship culture has come from the England, because a person sitting in the justice seat of justice, the chair, that has to be respected. As I told you, it is not the judge who is passing by name the order. It is the honorable court of that particular state or that particular country that is passing the orders.
Okay.
So,
okay,
yes.
sir, I have another final question for you. Just now you said judges are, by you honor them by saying lordship, divine.
Yes.
Do you think that in India
Mhm.
the judges
Mhm.
deserve these names?
Definitely.
Because see, lot of corrupted judges are there.
Mhm.
See, lot of things are happening in judicial also. So I just want to get the answer from you.
Mhm.
Do you think they need that tag?
Definitely they deserve, because somebody becomes a judge only because of respect and not because of the money. If somebody offers me a judgeship, I will never take it up, because whatever salary that they get, hardly 2 lakhs or 5 lakhs, the kind of volume of work that you have to do, you will not even get a single minute for your personal space. You cannot go to your for your personal space. You cannot go on a vacation. You cannot go to enjoy a movie. You have to be totally dedicated towards your work. 24/7 you have to work. So such a tough job. Even after delivering hundreds or thousands of great verdicts, even one verdict goes wrong, they will blame that person very badly. Nowadays there is a lot of trolling and all, which is not correct. So as you have said, I contradict that point that the maximum judges are corrupt. Not at all. I would hardly say not even 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 10,000 stray cases are there. Even today there are lakhs of judges in the country. Maybe 1 or 2 incidents are there, but not even a percent. So we should not, India is such a big country. Lakhs of judges are there. So, and crores of people are getting justice and crores of petitions are still pending. So take positive cues from it. Try to improve the system, not try to blame the entire system. And they definitely, I mean it again and again, judges have to be respected. Judgeship is a matter of respect, not because of money. Somebody wants to earn 2 lakh rupees salary, they want to become a judge. A person who has become a judge will forego his practice, lucrative practice as an advocate. As an advocate, he earns 5 lakh rupees per case. Why should he earn 3 lakh rupees or 2 lakhs per month?
Okay, it's a very good thing you have told. In fact, because of these 1 or 2% small
They are
people,
stray incidents.
yeah, so because we cannot judge the whole system.
Absolutely.
And it's a good thing, because I hope this 1 or 2% also
Yes,
will
sir.
be changing.
True.
And their name will be really considered as divine or lordship.
They are
And-
divine.
and
I will give you the last example. recently, like Justice Verma, Honorable Justice Verma of Delhi High Court was allegedly caught with lot of money which has got burnt in his home. But the advocate on record was addressing the Supreme Court by his name, Mr. Verma, Yashwant Verma, and so immediately the Honorable Chief Justice of India has reprimanded him. Is he your friend or what? He's still the justice. Mind your language, otherwise I'll issue contempt to you. So he is still in the office. Unless and until he is removed from his office, we have to respect him. There is no other way.
Okay, sir, you have given a lot of subject about the contempt of the court. I hope that the same thing will continue and we'll be in a better position and India will become proud of our judges.
Yes.
Let's hope and see you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.